Hello. This week's Torah portion, Bechukkotai, opens with, if you follow my laws and faithfully observe my commandments. So we will merit good things if, im in Hebrew, we follow God's laws and faithfully observe his commandments. Let's focus on the first word, im, meaning if. In Egypt, we were redeemed through Aaron and Moshe, Aharon and Moshe. The initials spell im. In Persia, we were saved through Esther and Mordechai. The initials spell im. The return from Babylonia and the rebuilding of the temple occurred through King Artaxerxes, and the miracle of Hanukkah occurred through Matityahu and the Maccabees. The initials spell im. As an aside, wasn't that king named Cyrus? The Talmud clarifies, quote, he is Cyrus, he is Darius, and he is also Artaxerxes. He was called Cyrus, Koresh, because he was a virtuous king. He was called Artaxerxes after his kingdom as his royal title, and Darius was his real name. He was also the son of Queen Esther. The future redemption will come through the prophet Eliyahu, who will announce the arrival of the Mashiach, the Messiah. The initials spell im. In the Hallel, we praise God's, quote, who makes the barren woman a joyful mother of children. A joyful mother of children is em habanim semecha. Im and em are spelled when vowels are omitted, spelled the same when vowels are omitted. So, if we follow the commandments, we, the children of Israel, will be very joyful. God then uses 11 verses to list all the blessings that will follow from observance. Then God switches to the ominous part. Quote, but if you do not obey me and do not observe all these commandments, etc., God then follows up with the dreaded curses, filling a full 36 verses, more than 3 times the number of verses for the blessings. Let's focus on the following curse. Quote, I will scatter you among the nations. Your land shall become desolate and your cities a ruin. It's repeated in Deuteronomy. Quote, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the nations. The prophets give the same message. Jeremiah said, I will scatter them among nations that they and their ancestors never knew. Ezekiel said, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I scatter them among the nations and disperse them in the countries. Zechariah said, but I will scatter them in a whirlwind among the nations whom they have not known. Nehemiah said, be mindful of the promise you gave to your servant Moses, saying, if you are unfaithful, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. Nevertheless, they take care to add that exile will not be the death of Judaism, but will be the death of hostile host nations. Jeremiah said, quote, for I am with you to deliver you, declares the Lord. I will make an end of all the nations among which I have dispersed you, but I will not make an end of you. The exile, galut in Hebrew, is clearly presented as a punishment for lack of observance. It's very painful to have to leave your home, usually with nothing, learn a different language, adapt to a different culture, learn new skills, start over from scratch. I know, it happened to me and my community. However, the Talmud and the Midrash see silver linings in being exiles. I quote, Rabbi Oshaya says, the Holy One, blessed be he, performed a charitable deed towards Israel in the Arabs. Had he exiled them to a single place, they could all have been destroyed at one time. A heathen said to Rabbi Hanina, we Gentiles are superior to you Jews in our tolerance. You have been with us for many years, and we have not yet done anything bad to you. Rabbi Oshaya said to him, this is because you do not know how to destroy us. The Jewish people are not all with you in your kingdom, so you cannot destroy them all. If you destroy only those Jews who are with you, you will acquire a bad reputation for killing off your own citizens. The heathen said to him, I swear by Gappa, son of the Romans, we lie down and we rise up with this problem of how to eliminate you Jews. End of quotes. The heathen was being honest. He and his people hated the Jews. History shows that lack of harassment does not imply lack of desire to harass and lack of hatred, just biding time. We rediscovered this in every generation. The Ran from 14th century Catalonia comments on the Talmud, adding that it is a blessing that the world is not a single nation. Quote, we are hereby taught that the only reason for their not destroying their Jews is that they can't also kill the Jews residing outside their kingdom. Those who sought to elevate their own gods and cause the name of the Holy One, blessed be He, to be forgotten, failed only because of the division of the world into kingdoms and lands. This afforded refuge to the servants of the Lord. This would not be the case if they reached universal accord. For example, when Abraham fled for Canaan to escape King Nimrod, where could he have fled from Nimrod's wrath if Nimrod had ruled the entire universe? End of quote. A single centrally governed world is a bad idea for another reason. A diversity of approaches is important. A single government would support only what it likes and squelch many good ideas. Exile has another benefit. The Talmud adds, quote, and Rabbi Elazar said, the Holy One, blessed be He, exiled Israel among the nations only so that converts should join them. We lost our appetite for proselytizing when Christianity and Islam made it a capital offense. But we have definitely spread Jewish values in the four corners of the earth, obeying the prophetic injunction to be a light unto the nations. As for, quote, your land shall become desolate, unquote, Rashi sees this also as a blessing. He says that it means your enemy will not profit from your land because it is desolate and will remain so as long as the Jews are out of it. And this is what happens. For the 2,000 years of Gentile domination, the land was desolate, mostly a desert, infested with scorpions, and mostly unfit for human habitation, as many travelers have testified in their works. The desolate land had to wait until the Jews came back to make the desert bloom. So it can be argued that exile has advantages. Being scattered does not make us an easy collective target. It allows us to spread Jewish values and allows us to learn new things ourselves, which we use to help the world and to be a bridge between nations. Now let's go back to the notion that exile to many places is good because we're not all in the same place. When the State of Israel was founded in 1948, it had 600,000 Jews, or only 5% of the total post-Holocaust worldwide Jewish population of 12 million. In 2023, Israel had 7.2 million Jews, or 46% of the worldwide Jewish population of 15.7 million, according to the Jewish Agency for Israel. The fraction of Jews in Israel has been steadily increasing. We are slowly returning to our source. But this is worrisome. Israel is a tiny country surrounded by implacable enemies that pose a daily existential threat, and we live in the age of nuclear weapons. As a past president of rabidly-antisemitic Iran said, Israel is a one nuclear weapon country, and Iran is building that nuclear weapon for this purpose. Now, our hope and prayers for millennia have been an end to the exile and our return to the land of Israel. The prophet Isaiah predicted that the Messiah will engineer this return. He will first usher in a world of peace, quote, and the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kids, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together. They shall not hurt nor destroy in my entire holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, unquote. Then he would lead the Jewish exile back into the land of Israel, where they would not be threatened, since there would be world peace. Quote, and in that day, the Lord shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. This is why many ultra-Orthodox Jews oppose Zionism in Israel. They believe the Messiah must first arrive so the Jews can be assured to live in peace in the land of Israel. So we must ask the question, before the Messiah arrives, what fraction of the Jews of the world should live in the land of Israel? If too many, danger, lots of Jews in a small place. If too few, danger. We need a well-populated and strong Israel as a refuge for persecuted Jews. There's no obvious answer. In fact, whether living in Israel is a religious commandment is still a matter of dispute among rabbis. Maimonides says no, but Nachmanides says yes. But in today's world, we must make sure a majority of Jews are never in the same place at the same time. Not anti-Zionism, but balanced Zionism. This point should be of paramount concern. Shabbat Shalom.